Panama is a country that is extremely well known for being foreigner and expat friendly, and of course, being very friendly to those who are looking to gain residency or to relocate to Panama part or full time. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing more about how you can get citizenship in Panama and the differences between the residency and the citizenship in Panama. And when discussing the residency and citizenship, I do have previous content about these differences, as there is a very significant difference between residency and citizenship. And there is in all countries, not only in Panama, there is a stark difference between how you will obtain residency and how you will start to work your way towards citizenship. If you're new to the channel and you're interested in global diversification options, back pocket residencies, additional citizenships, global banking, tax optimization, and company formations, hit subscribe and like this video. We are constantly coming out with new videos and information about how you can live a globally optimized lifestyle. I'm here in rural Canada for a few weeks with this beautiful background behind me before heading back down to Latin America to continue to explore life on the ground in all of these countries that we talk about. So before we dive into obtaining Panamanian citizenship, let's first differentiate between residency and citizenship. Now, residency in most countries, you will need to stay in the country for 6 months plus and have significant ties to the country, such as having your family there or really owning a home. That's how residency works in most Western countries, but there are various jurisdictions around the globe where residency is granted even if you're not staying 6 months plus per year, but it can be granted through an investment, through a company formation, through spending time on the ground. Of course, that is available in most countries, but you may not always want to spend time on the ground, even if you want to hold a back pocket residency in that country. Or there are even some countries where simple documentation and a bank balance will suffice in working toward your residency program. Now, I will caveat that with saying I don't foresee a lot of these easier residency solutions being maintained in the long term. Governments across the globe are notorious for not only changing the process for the residency process and always making it more difficult than previously to obtain, but also in raising the fees, raising the prices, or raising the investment or bank balance amount that you will need to show in order to work your way toward that residency program. So if you are interested in a second, third, fourth, or just a back pocket residency, now is the time. Get in touch with us below if you're interested in learning more about what option could be best for you. So a residency will entitle you to legally live and work in the country where you hold residency. Citizenship, on the other hand, means that you are a citizen of that country. And citizenship usually comes with three main differences. And one of these differences is quite stark when compared to residency. So residency, you can live, you can work, you can reside in that country for an indefinite amount of time. You're no longer on a tourist visa, you are a resident of that country. Now, when we conversely look at citizenship, citizenship means that you're a citizen of that country. So you can still reside, live, work indefinitely in that country, but citizenship comes with a few additional benefits. The first being that you can vote, the second being that you can serve in that country's military, and the third, which is of interest for most people, is that you will have access to that country's passport. So yes, citizenship and passport are two different things. Just because you're a citizen does not mean that you will have a passport, but usually in most cases, you should have a passport and be a citizen simultaneously. So we have talked quite a bit on this channel regarding how to obtain residency in Panama. It is quite straightforward, whether you're looking to reside full-time in Panama or you're just looking to get your tax bill to absolutely zero. We walk you through that entire process, which does not start at residency in Panama. There are definitely initial steps that need to be completed before working your way toward residency in Panama. But the process is typically via real estate investment, government bond investment, or through company formation. Now, we help clients with all three of these options. What we typically see is company formation is of most interest to gain residency, simply because you want to have a company and you want to already lower your tax to 0%, which the Panama residency will give you residency and will give you that 0% in most cases company formation. So you're really checking off two boxes in one go. Now, just because you hold residency in Panama does not mean that you are automatically entitled to citizenship. If you're interested in gaining an additional citizenship, there is a route, which I will talk about in just a minute, to work your way towards citizenship in Panama. And the first step is residency in Panama. You cannot work your way towards citizenship in any country, and Panama is no different if you don't first hold residency in that country. So yes, you do have to go the real estate investment option, government bonds, company formation. You do have to go through one of these routes, hold residency to even start the process of citizenship if that is something that you're interested in the long term. There are additional criteria for obtaining citizenship in Panama, and the first starts with the physical presence that you have in the country. The government, when working your way towards citizenship and eventually granting you citizenship, is going to want to see that you're living in the country for minimum 6 months per year. This can vary, and our team of lawyers and accountants on the ground do look at all of the factors pertaining to your individual situation, as less time could very well so be required from you if you do have certain ties to the country. But on average, you're looking at around 6 months of living in Panama. Again, in some cases, it can be less in order to work your way towards citizenship. Typically, anywhere between 2 to 4 years is pretty standard. And again, this does vary somewhat case by case. Typically, a 2 to 4 year time frame is a pretty standard amount of time in Panama where they're going to want to see strong ties to the country and a physical presence in the country to work your way towards citizenship. And of course, it also very much so depends on the lawyer that you're working with and who's processing your application to really expedite this application, as papers can sit on desks for multiple years in some cases. So if you are interested in working your way towards citizenship, you can work with our team on the ground, and we will guide you through the process so that you can rest assured that you will have citizenship in a few years' time at the end of the process. Not only is residency and time on the ground typically going to be required, but the government is going to want to see your ties to the country. And I will note that a lot of what I'm saying here is not only valid for Panama. Of course, each country has different criteria, but generally this is going to be standard for working your way toward a citizenship through naturalization in any country. Of course, there are different options to obtain citizenship. You can get citizenship through investment or donation. There are only about 11 countries in the globe these days that offer citizenship available for purchase, whether that be through a real estate investment, government bond investment, or simply a donation to the government. So there aren't too many options if you're looking to outright purchase a passport, but naturalization is a great option where you can work your way toward a passport in a few years. So what are some of these ties that you're going to want to have when getting into the Panamanian system and working your way towards citizenship? So a primary tie is going to be your banking. Of course, we can help set up both personal and corporate bank accounts for you and for your business based in Panama if you go the company formation or potentially even the real estate option. We can help to get you into the Panama banking and in time, the Panamanian credit system as well. Start building your credit history in the country. And eventually, if this is something that you're seeking, have access to different financial services such as loans. And we can also assist with brokerage and investment accounts. So banking and credit are two great ties to have to Panama. Owning a home is another great tie to have. Or if you're not owning a home and you're not purchasing a home in the country, even renting and having a long-term rental agreement. Now, you can sublease if that's something that's agreed upon with the landlord, but really having that long-term lease so that if there are any questions, you can show that, yes, you do have a place where you're residing full-time in Panama, and that is available and at your disposal to you at any point. You may also be relocating your immediate family to Panama and living there full-time, which can act as another tie to the country. Of course, these ties vary greatly depending on who you are and what your lifestyle is. Again, thinking that medium to long-term lifestyle for yourself. So we go through on a case-by-case basis based on your specific situation and really determine if Panamanian residency and citizenship in the future is something that you can work your way toward. If you're interested in obtaining either residency or working your way towards citizenship in the future, book a call with us below where we'll go through the specifics based on your situation, what it will look like in order to obtain residency, if you're planning to live full time in the country, or if you're planning to live part time in the country, and how we can start optimizing your taxes while also working your way towards citizenship. And if you want to continue your global citizen journey, click the link on the screen now to learn more, and I'll see you in the next video.